We're here at the Jeep Performance Parts booth, and they brought a few of their concept vehicles we're going to check out a little bit closer. There's one over there I really want to see. It's in purple, and then a really cool Gladiator right behind us here. So let's walk around. We're going to take a look at what's going on in this booth and really check out some of the hidden secrets that you might see. So we're going to walk around the Convoy concept here. Now this is running a set of, let's see, I think they're 39s, but we're going to have to see, yeah. 39, 13.5, BF Goderich KM3s on here. This is one of the questions that was in that survey, was would you want a front Gladiator clip? And the thing that I'm seeing on this, which is really interesting to me, is that the cowl panel side piece here, as well as the fender, besides up there, looks very similar to the stock one. Obviously different fender flares, the hood has been completely done, and then it's also in fiberglass as well underneath there. We had a chance, they let us pop the hood. It's just a 3.6 liter V6 in there. Wish it was the 5.7, but hey, we're not gonna get into that now. Up front here, we've got this steel Rubicon front bumper, and then this, the full original Gladiator, almost the very old school concept on here. What's interesting is they put a set of Baja designs in there, but Ryan, doesn't this look like it could be like a legit?
Yeah, it looks legit, it looks real.
It looks like, I mean, I know it's a one-off, but the cutout for the winch, right? Pretty cool stuff on there. I'm looking underneath, let's see what they got going on. All blacked out. This has the Mojave suspension on it. There you go. If you're a Jeep fan, you know what Jeeps these come from. CJ7s, YJs, basically every one of them. I had them on mine. They always squeaked because they were rusted out, but cool that they put them on here. Let's see what we got on here. We got the screen here. Customized SJ-inspired 7-slot grille, the first of its kind, with embedded amber LED forward lighting, chocolate brown canvas half doors, and the top bed canopy. I really am a fan of that. This is neat. That's that's like the Rugged Ridge style here, like the one. But look at how clean that looks. It doesn't even look aftermarket.
You installed that before.
But this is different, right? Doesn't it have a top box on the other one?
I thought it was the whole cow.
That's different. I don't know if that's a Mopar part or not, but hopefully it is. That's a really neat idea. There you go. The Jeep, it says Jeep Truck Division. Look at that badge. That's a sick badge on there. What I like about what they did with the half doors too is on the Gladiator, they look a bit awkward with half doors because they end like here, so they end a little bit lower. They raise these up to match the actual body line of it. I'm a big fan of that. See if we can check it out inside, Ryan. I would run a set of these doors. Look, that's the factory. Those are the Mopar tube door latches.
Yeah.
But they got them in the chocolate brown. This is one thing I saw online. I was like, I don't know. But I talked to someone and they had said when they were researching, or it actually might have been the video on this, they were researching all of the interiors of like fighter jets and fighter pilots back in the day, and they would always use really bright colors like this to be able to see the gauges. So this is like more of a combat, the Convoy edition. So that's what they've got going on in here. I wonder how hard it is to like stain this or like dye it. That would be really slick to do the lower half. You can see they've got this in a custom color. They've got their rail mount up top. The seats are a real showstopper too. So they basically did exactly what we said and just didn't put the headrests on, but they are power seats too. So we got power seats in here. Really, really neat looking rig. And then the coolest thing too is this chocolate brown. The chocolate brown top is fantastic. I'm trying to see how it goes. It's almost like a bimini top up there. Yeah, this is all separate structure. You can see right back here, these are welded on, a complete separate structure. This back corner screams Willys MB to me. If you've seen those Jeeps, this like the way it comes down. And let's move on to the bed because that's pretty neat too. Oh look, little custom finish on the rock rails. They trimmed them in a corner, like a 45 so the tires clear a little bit better. Got the TP45 logos on there. And then in the bed are really neat things going on. They've got this completely bedlined in the same teal that's on the outside of the vehicle. And then it looks like they used like a Hardig Pelican case, like a military surplus case, sprayed that in teal as well. Probably permanently mounted in there if I had to guess, but this is neat. I'm thinking ideas for the beach top, Ryan, right here, this one. Dude, how cool would that if you could make some mounts out here that would almost be like riv nutted on and you could pull, or just make them out here and then you could pull the bimini top off. On my John boat, I've got a little bimini top like this, and it probably wouldn't be too hard to manufacture, but I like the idea that it comes down a little bit, gets you out of the weather, and I just think it looks badass. I don't know what you think, Ryan, but I think it looks really cool. On the back of this, let's show you my favorite thing. I've already walked around this once, and I want to show you now. This is my favorite piece. The original Gladiator text on the back, embossed, stamped into the tailgate skin. That's how it should have been from the beginning. I will argue that. That'd be the hill I go out on, but that looks so much better. What do you think,
Yeah,
Brad? It just looks classic. It looks like a Gladiator, like the J2000s, those trucks. What else we got going on the back? I haven't seen these before. They actually look pretty slick on there. They might be metal, they're plastic on there, but they look clean. It's like a clean surround, the guards, but they look really nice on there. There's the Design Operations Jeep division on here, and this is a flat color as well. So as we're looking around, this is a very flat color. What we got going on the side here, a little bit of a trim here, kind of this new style. These are custom fiberglass. I can feel it underneath here that they probably aren't going to become a factory part, but what do I know? Interesting vehicle, interesting vehicle. I like the skins on the side too. These kind of come up a little bit high. And I noticed this, remember we said about this on camera, why is the fuel door not on? If you feel this right here, it's just a little bit of an overlap on here. So I'm imagining that what they did is they put this on and then realized like, uh-oh, the fuel door won't go back on. We got to ship this thing out to Moab. If I had to guess, you guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I feel. Overall, though, a very, very beautiful concept vehicle here. It's cool to see them in person. From what Aaron said at MotoBuild out at Easter Jeep Safari, you couldn't really get close to them. They were doing a ton of trail rides, publicity rides, and you couldn't see them. So for us to be able to check them out in person is really, really neat. And huge thanks for some of the folks here at JPP, some of the reps and everybody for popping open the hood and letting us check these out. Well, check these guys out. These are the Jeep Performance Parts steel fender flares. They incorporate like the front Rubicon fender flares. They're metal up top, plastic here, and then they come with their own inner fender liner. Pretty interesting. They are available on the website. I saw them for like $1,900, something like that. So they are available, but they do come with liners. Obviously not colored like this. They're probably, I would imagine, like a flat black. But yeah, JPP high top fenders, Ryan. There's the QR code. So they are available. I didn't even see any releases on these, but we saw them on like 3 concepts. So yeah, and what's neat, if you walk around this Jeep, they have different wheels. Like this is a different wheel. That's the same one as this, but they like painted them to make sure that they could show off the actual aftermarket wheel. So pretty cool stuff. They even got the mesh door covers in blue. Like we could add these to our Mopar door covers and give it like more mesh in there. So pretty cool stuff. There's the rears then too, Ryan. All metal, different inner fender structure on there too. They look good. I don't know. The front's a bit interesting, but you have to kind of keep that front turn signal. I wonder what the install process looks like on these, but a good factory option to have for your Jeep. I just wanted to check it out and show them off to you guys. Now, let's go check out the Rewind edition over there, because that is my favorite, and that's Ryan's favorite too. So let's walk over, check out that Jeep. All right, so let's walk around the side. The one thing we saw online that I absolutely loved was this vintage style decal, the Wrangler Rewind. Now, I kind of was looking for this similar color scheme on my bikini. I think it would look really good as a base color. But what's awesome is, Ryan, this looks like Purple Rain. I think it said candy purple when they filmed the Jeep, but this does look like Purple Rain. And then look at this, a little thing you might not have noticed. Be Kind Rewind on it. So that's kind of the theme, is like the 80s and 90s. You guys remember VHS tapes? I do, at least. Blockbuster. Rewind them before you take them back. Really neat too. It looks like Jeep has these branded on the mirrors, so maybe they're going to come out with some more parts. But my favorite, my absolute favorite on this was the interior upholstery on this thing. This is just such a clean upholstery, and the thing I liked about it as well is that they actually wrap the dash. If you guys don't know, 24 and newer, the dashes come now with a cloth or a leatherette material, and they completely wrap the dash. We're thinking about doing the same with ours, make it a little bit more custom on the inside. And Ryan, I didn't even see this, like, look at the mobile phone, the first car phone on there, a Cellulink. I'm trying to see what else. There was a couple little other Easter eggs. You got a shade top on the top. Really neat. These are very like 80s, 90s wheels. I remember I was I'm not ever into the Volkswagens. All my buddies had them, but like the old BBS wheels, they always had a two-tone like this. This is an AEV wheel, and probably, let's see, a 37? Yeah, 37 by 1250 17. Dude, look at this. Roll Patrol. You take a look at this, Ryan. Look at this bag. Rollerblade Roll Patrol. What is this here? Oh, dude. Duran, the bangers. Is it there? You tell me you didn't have one of these. The Dare sticker.
Oh, I had those.
Oh
yeah.
my God. Look at that. Look at the details on this thing. The Trapper Keeper. How neat is that? A little Toulet back, like mount in the back. Let's go around the back here, because what else do we got? We got an AEV rear bumper. Probably one of the coolest decals I've ever seen. They've been doing this, the Skull and Crossbones Jeep division.
I didn't even notice that.
They do it on like a lot of their concepts. Really slick on there, the AEV rear edition bumper. But then if you look at the back as well, That's like the ultimate color combo cooler in the Igloo there. Like I remember going to picnics with those things. They've got the double dare on there. I see MTV, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Somebody had fun with this, but the thing that I like is they've incorporated the factory style decals, the 4-wheel drive with the little Jeep on that splash kind of concept on there. I'm trying to see, I think this is a Jeep Performance Parts lift kit on here, so it does have a Jeep Performance Parts lift. What's cool though, it's got the power seats too. See that? So this is a Rubicon. I don't know if it was a Rubicon from the hood. I don't think it was. They
just threw those seats in there.
Throw the power seats in there. Way to show it off. 37s once again got some cool mirrors on here, but the thing that I like about this is just all the nostalgia in it, the little details, and the fact that you talk to some people and this is just the complete retro package. This is everything people want in a Jeep. A Jeep is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be bright. It's supposed to look like a bag of Skittles when you go by the dealership. And I just absolutely love the way that this turns out. Ryan, what do you think? You love this thing?
I think this is I think we got to do something retro with something we kind of.
Something, yeah. And I mean, like honestly, like Bikini's a really cool retro one. But like if they come out with a Purple Rain or another retro-looking color, I think we almost have to do another two-door like this, like a Saved by the Bell kind of 80s, 90s. Front, the KCs are beautiful. The KCs with like the mesh nets on here. I had a set of these on my TJ. And then on this too, this is neat to see the gold accents. The gold fits really well, ties back in with the wheels, and it's got a Rubicon front steel bumper. This is cool because these are like the true old school KCs, but these are metal. See the wire covers?
Yeah.
They're metal. I remember putting those on my TJ. A really, really cool Jeep though. So this is a sport hood. I think they just threw on the Rubicon X seats. See what's going on underneath. Not really much, just a JPP performance stabilizer on there, not a ton, but I don't know, Ryan, what else do you think about this Jeep?
I think they need to do some of these decals for
do you think a package like that would sell? I do. Maybe not like the whole, I think the whole one would be fine. Look, there's little Jeeps like Easter eggs up in this. They need to do something with the cowl. They got to do that custom, but yeah, the decals on here are just that rewind. Maybe if they did a trim and just put the rewind on there like that instead of the Rubicon.
Is there anything on here that's
gloss black? They did a gloss black roll cage. You see that? They painted the roll cage, not body match. That makes it fade out a little bit more. Open air with doors removed. Simplified interior with, they did armor lighter, the JPP floors in there. The washout ones, the same ones that we have. Custom rear compartment, vintage cell car phone. Basically everything we covered, yeah. The Jeep Rewind concept is a nostalgic take on all things 80s and 90s. Jeep brand designers, in quotes, who are millennials themselves, reimagined a simplified Jeep Wrangler that expresses the feeling of freedom when getting the keys to your first car. They nailed it. They nailed it. So huge kudos to them. And this thing, I don't know. But yeah, here it says, when you hear Jeep Wrangler, what comes to mind? It might not be the 1940s wartime Willys MB. Instead, it's likely a brightly colored Jeep Wrangler CJ7, YJ, or TJ from the familiar high school or college days of old. Hit me right in the feels. That's exactly how I felt. But that's what they were going for. So shout out to them. Shout out to the designers that put this thing together. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Well, guys, how awesome was that? Checking out both of these Jeeps up close in person. After seeing them online, getting to see the photos, it really is no replacement for getting hands-on and checking them out. There's a lot of cool hidden features, a lot of great things that Jeep is doing to make these concept vehicles a possibility. From my point of view, I think a lot of these things could become actual parts, and I think a lot of you guys might agree. Let us know down below in the comments what your favorite parts of each of these concept vehicles were that you could see as a factory part. Personally, for me, the Rewind Edition decals, and then that Jeep Gladiator embossed in the back tailgate. That's exactly how I think the Gladiator should have been, because the lowercase Jeep just doesn't blend as well on there. So let's go, and we're gonna go check out the rest of what Jeep Beach has to offer. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you wanna check out all of our content, be sure to subscribe and drop a comment down below what your favorite piece of these vehicles were. From Ryan behind the camera and me talking to you, we want you to get out there and earn yours.